Good day, everyone. Here's another message, this time from the Healing Waters Oracle. Because water is such a beautiful element. Water helps you cleanse, helps you ground. And since we humans are mostly water, water is an important element. I've been thinking a lot today, done some clearing. Just as the waters do for us. We don't drink enough water and have the right minerals in our body. We have a trouble getting the water to the places where it needs to be. So you can do some digging on what it is that makes your cells receptive for drinking water. Today, 3 cards, and the first card has been out for a couple of times now. So there's a theme, probably a global theme for the whole world. And it starts off, it says, Selkie, come out of hiding, embrace who you really are. And since I was curious why it kept on popping up, I looked up the meaning. A Selkie is a mythical creature that resembles a seal in the water, but assumes human form on land. And there's a little bit more. Living in close proximity to the sea, such communities are well aware of its abilities to be a wild, tempestuous and unpredictable force. Unpredictable force, that's an important one, because we are unpredictable forces. And it also says the Selkie is a symbol of its calm and bountiful temperament, who often appears to seize the lives of child or fishermen who have fallen into the sea. That's a little bit of the history behind. Now, when we put that on ourselves, our light beings, the love we carry, the love that's within, the love that they tried to work out of us, to try to dim it, so we would be followers and no leaders. So if you always felt like you've been out of place, didn't feel like you belonged in school, because of the things they told you, because of the things they made you sit still, shut up. We are now talking. We are telling you how to do things. And then you were feeling, well, that was with me. I felt bored, always looking out the window, always looking in a different direction, except when it was a subject of interest to me. Then I just listened, even though I was looking out the window, doing other stuff. I inhaled the information. That's when I started to read the theoretical stuff we needed to learn. And then when I got back and the teacher said something that was not in the book, Well, I was never sent out of class because of it, because I just kept my mouth shut later on. But then I knew that they didn't know fully what they were basically telling the children in class. It was a lie, but in a way they thought they were telling the truth. But we knew, if you're a little bit like that, you were meant to save. Hello, Gary. Glad you're here, buddy. Meant to save the people around that are still in the illusion that what they have been told and what they see is the truth. And that card keeps popping up, usually at the end, because that was where we had to work towards. But today it was adamant it came out first. So keep in mind, we've been working hard on finding back our true essence, the way we truly are, saving lives, guiding others that have lost their way, while they think they have been told, they have been conditioned that only those that has had all the training, has all the degrees, has all the certificates or whatever, are the ones that know it all. And then here we come with not the training, with basically no guidings, swimming in that big ocean, not knowing where to go. Except when we are in that ocean, or even, and you can see the ocean as your own place, your own safe place, your home, your hideout. Because that's where you could be yourself. But the time has come to take that leap out of the water. Come out of hiding. Embrace who you really are. Today I came across a short reel, and I loved the way what it was said, and it was so powerful. I felt it in every cell in my body, and I want to share it with you. It sufficed to say that at least 3 times. When you wake up and before you go to bed. I am who I am, and that is enough. I am who I am, and that is enough. I am who I am, and that is enough. And when you think about that, you are enough. And it is time to break free. Now we move on to the next card. You see a dreamy person standing in a foggy world. The mist. When there's a lot of mist around, when you're outside, you cannot see where you go, because we're trained to trust our eyes. But why is that? Eyes are good to see things, of course. But when you step out into a new world that is misty, and you can see the mist at all those people that have been led to believe they're the only ones that know. while we know from the heart, from inside. Because when you are trained to use your eyes which way to go, you are bypassing your inner compass. And it says, trust your inner compass, be led from within. A little story about that. I've been a truck driver. Not just the tiny trucks, but the bigger ones. Sometimes you had an address that was hard to find. The road map and anything you'd had to help how to get there didn't bring you where you needed to be. And yes, I used it as assistance. And then somehow my gut was telling me, go right. When you keep driving that way, go left. And yes, the card showed a little bit where it should be, but it was off track because the compass didn't work properly or the GPS. And I just let my inner compass lead me. That was even before I knew I had one. When they asked me for directions, I never could find it. I never knew where. But when I was en route, and it was a difficult address, all of a sudden, because I felt, okay, I gotta go left here. Now gotta go left here, and then to the right. And there it was. While the GPS, the navigation kept telling me, go that way, drive another mile or two, go to the right, go to the left, and you would end up miles away from the address. So, how many times you've had that you did use your navigation, you couldn't find it, and then out of the blue you were just steering somewhere, and then the address or where you needed to be just showed up right in front. Now, keep in mind we were led to trust only our eyes to know where we needed to go. Because when we listen to our inner compass, we will get there where we need to go. So, keep in mind, trust your inner compass. Be led from within. And if you have no idea where to go, then stay where you are, because you'll be right there where you need to be in that moment. And when you wait long enough and just stop focusing on, I have to get there. I need to follow this direction. And then when you wait and just breathe and sit still, you can still close your eyes and start walking. And then you'll find the way you were supposed to go. You can literally use your own body as a compass to find anything you want, anything you need. And I've been there. I've done that. I was looking for a dog. I sometimes had to walk a path, and my body wanted to turn in such a way I had to use force to stay walking on that path to get where I needed to go because there was an obstacle. My dog followed me. I did that with my dog. And if I'd stopped using force to go in a certain direction and just stood on one foot, if I would have had something that easily would twist around, I would point, my face was pointing in direction where I needed to go. So I had to use my eyes to go around the obstacle. That's when you use your eyes. But with that search for a lost animal, I never got where I needed to be. And that was most likely because the animal, that dog, already passed away. All the leads I got from a respectable medium were basically there to warn me for the dangers that was lurking in the area. That's when I became with my dog and my cats. I had to synchronize because my dog needed to go out, and then it was a joint effort. Is it safe to walk, especially at night when it was dark? When my cat would scream from the top of her head, we had to wait. And then my dog walked to the door and we went out and we were able to walk for an hour, for 2 hours safely. So that's when I learned how to trust your inner compass, your intuition. Because when something feels off, it's off. Trust it. Then we move on to the last one. The well maidens. Sorry. You see the beautiful, very light colored. It looks like wings, but also the faces of animals. And in the middle here, you see that well. That well is water, which replenishes your energy, pushes out all the things. And when you take in the right minerals, because an honest well, a real well with water, or just maybe your thoughts, your ideas, when you take that, you drink from it, it replenishes everything you need. And that well is about kindness, respect, reverence, and compassion. Now consider yourself, and I got my glass of water, that every sip you take is filled with the well maiden's kindness, respect, reverence, and compassion. When you put that intention in your glass of water, especially in the water, what do you think your body will receive? It will receive the kindness, the respect, reverence, and compassion you are so longing for. I'm taking a sip of water. And with that, everything you put in your mouth, no matter what they say, no matter what they've done, no matter how they treat the things you eat, you have to eat to sustain your body. Because we are a human body, it needs water, it needs nutrients. And with all that's been going on, well, ask yourself the question, how is it so many people have not enough minerals in the body, don't get enough nutrients in their body, because they are flushed out of everything we buy in a shop. Yes, it's great if you can find honest produced foods straight from a farmer, straight from a well, or whatever. Where I live, I think I can say about 90% cut off from the honest, nutritious, and mineral-rich foods and drinks. And still I'm thriving. Sometimes difficult, because everything that goes in my mouth, I put in the attention that only the stuff, only the nutrients that is healthy will feed my body, will give me the nutrients I need, that the water reaches the cells the way it should. And all the things, the nasty stuff they do to it, does not get accepted in my body. It is a way you can feel more healthy. And yes, I'm still a meat eater. It's something, if I try anything else, because I don't trust most of it. But when I do buy meat, say in the store, I just put a pot of water, cold water, add healthy salt to it, like Himalayan salt and Celtic sea salt. And I just let it sit for an hour, half hour or an hour, just the way I feel it. And all the nasty stuff they put in gets taken out. Because as we all know, when we really think back, how did they keep all their food good? They were basically using salt. Now, they made salt a bad thing. But when you don't have enough, water has a really difficult time to reach the inside of your cell, because it's protected. And the healthy salts, the healthy minerals, open up that protection of the cell to allow the healthy water in and hydrate your body. And it's even in the animals, with the pets, and with a lot of humans. Our basic levels of hydration is on the low side. Now you can drink 20, 30 glasses of water, and it does not reach where it goes. If you don't like it, That's okay. But when I have that, especially when it's warm, I just do a drizzle of salt and a little bit of preferably honey in the water. Mix it. Just a small bottle or enough for 2 glasses, and I sip it throughout the day. And that helps a big time. So rethink. Don't try to find the healthiest minerals so that the healing waters can actually bring you healing. And yes, I'm not a doctor, and it is really good to do some deep diving yourself. But ever since I've done this, started to do this, I don't get dizziness anymore when it's hot. I don't feel that weak. And I started as a kid, and my parents were so worried about it. And that was an old school doctor. They took me. Well, the thing is, every single day, especially during summertime, our daughter just takes a teaspoon, puts in it in a jar of salt, and eats a whole couple of spoons of salt. But I always drank enough water or all the other stuff when it was not so manipulated. Let me say that. Let me say it that way. And the doctor said, "Oh, don't worry. When she drinks enough water, it's not a problem." But when I started to manipulate the salts, taking it away, I'm waiting for some money too. Not my income, but something else. That's when I started to feel a little, less energized. And I'm getting back into it with the honest Celtic sea salt and Himalayan salt and water. And it does help. So do your research on this. And now I'll walk one more time. This Selkie, that mystical being, that when it comes out of the water it takes on the human form, advises you, come out of hiding and embrace who you really are. And the mist, trust your inner compass. Be led from within. That's how I walk through a store with food. And it's getting harder and harder to get the good stuff that I am not getting slapped on my hand. Don't get it. But I let them lead me. And it's been very beneficial for me. Yep, I'm not eating healthy the way they say it is healthy. And then the well maidens, the kindness, respect, reverence, and compassion. And I say it like that because I want you all to realize you are all of this. It's within you. Trust it. Step out of the hiding. And those that are telling you to go back where you were, the way you were, just take a deep breath and walk away. They're not worth to waste your breath on. And I'll see it. That's okay, Gary. It will come. There are major changes coming, big time. I feel it here. That's why I have trouble sleeping at night. So I'm sending love out to every single one. And maybe rephrase that, Gary. Hoping for my money to come soon. See as if it's already there. Because it's there. And they tell me they're just trying to make you nervous. To make you fear you won't be able to sustain your life or your body. That's what they do, because that's what I've been good in. So, see, it's already there, Gary. Your money is already there. It just needs to get down for that bridge. And you can do like something like this. Just slowly pull it in. And if that's difficult, imagine that rod that you have a wheel on and you're slowly pulling in the fish. And that fish is your money. See how it inches closer to you. And that's how I leave it. So those that have been watching, thank you. Those that are watching the replay, I thank you. I welcome you. And you can leave a comment how this resonated to you. And if you don't like what I do, it's okay to say it. But I am that Selkie. I trust myself from the inside. I am who I am. And that's enough. And I wish you all a good day. And whenever you come across this message, it was meant for you to see and listen to the message. Good day, everyone, and see you next time.